Hi, historians. Ethan and I are back for part 3 of the His Story series on Joseph.
Oh, hey, historians. Welcome back. We left Joseph at the entrance of the prison, meeting 2 new prisoners.
The cupbearer and the baker, who were officers in Pharaoh's court, committed an offense against Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Pharaoh was angered by their actions and had them arrested and placed in Potiphar's custody. Potiphar, the captain of the guard, took them to prison, the same prison where Joseph was confined. Potiphar appointed Joseph to take charge of them in prison. One night, the cupbearer and the baker each had a dream. Joseph checked on them the next morning and found them troubled.
Why are you so sad today?
We have had dreams, and there is no one to interpret them.
Do not interpretations belong to God? Please tell them to me.
In my dream, there was a vine before me, and on the vine there were 3 branches. As soon as it budded, its blossoms shot forth, and the clusters ripened into grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand.
This is its interpretation. The 3 branches are 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your office, and you shall place Pharaoh's cup in his hand as formerly, when you were his cupbearer. Only remember me, when it is well with you, and please do me the kindness to mention me to Pharaoh, and so get me out of this house. For I was indeed stolen out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also I have done nothing that they should put me into the pit.
I also had a dream. There were 3 cake baskets on my head, and in the uppermost basket there were all sorts of baked food for Pharaoh, but the birds were eating it out of the basket on my head.
This is its interpretation. The 3 baskets are 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head from you and hang you on a tree, and the birds will eat the flesh from you.
On the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, he made a feast for all his servants and lifted up the head of the chief cupbearer and the head of the chief baker among his servants. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position, and he placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet the chief cupbearer did not remember Joseph, but forgot him.
2 whole years passed, and Pharaoh had a dream. He dreamed that he was standing by the Nile River, and 7 attractive and plump cows came up out of the Nile and fed on the reed grass. And then 7 ugly and thin cows came up out of the Nile after them and stood by the other cows on the bank of the Nile. The ugly and thin cows ate the attractive plump cows, and Pharaoh woke up and then fell asleep and dreamed a second time. There were 7 ears of grain, plump and good, growing on one stalk, but then 7 ears of corn, thin and blighted by the east wind, sprouted after them. The thin ears swallowed up the 7 plump, full ears. Pharaoh awoke from his second dream. So in the morning his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt and all its wise men. Pharaoh told them his dreams, but there was no one who could interpret them to Pharaoh.
Pharaoh, I remember my offenses today. When Pharaoh was angry with his servants and put me and the chief baker in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, we dreamed on the same night, he and I, each having a dream with its own interpretation. There was a young Hebrew in prison with us, a servant of the captain of the guard. He interpreted our dreams to us, and the interpretation happened just as he said. I was restored to my office, and the baker was hanged.
Pharaoh sent for Joseph. He cleaned up a bit and was immediately brought from the pit to stand before the king.
I have had a dream, and there is no one who can interpret it. I heard that you are an interpreter of dreams.
It is not in me. God will give Pharaoh a favorable answer.
Pharaoh spoke with Joseph and conveyed to him both of his dreams.
Both of your dreams are one and the same. God has revealed to Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good cows and the 7 good ears of grain means that there will come 7 years of plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. And the 7 bad cows and the 7 bad ears of grain means that a famine is coming for 7 years. The famine will be so severe that it will be as though the 7 years of plenty will be forgotten in Egypt. Having 2 dreams about it means that it is fixed by God, and he will bring it to pass shortly. Therefore let Pharaoh select a discerning and wise man and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh proceed to appoint overseers over the land and take 1/5 of the produce of the land of Egypt during the 7 plentiful years. And let them gather all the food of these good years that are coming, and store up grain under the authority of Pharaoh for food in the cities. That food shall be a reserve for the land against the 7 years of famine that are to occur, so that the people may not perish through the famine.
Jason, I don't get it. Seriously? You want to stop this part in the middle?
Yeah, we've got a game to finish, but don't worry. Part 4 wraps up Joseph's story and presents us with our third series that introduces a great friend and prophet of God.
Really? Who is it?
You lose.
Historian. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next Sunday at 9 a.m. for the final part of our series on Joseph.
Okay, the camera's off. You can tell me who's in the next series.